Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different and honestly something I've been looking forward to. The end of the year book tag. With the end of the year already approaching, uh, this tag seems like a really fun way uh, to reflect on what I've been reading and where I'm currently at and what I still want to get to before starting the new year. And on top of that, it gives me a little space to talk about some early reading plans for next year, which I usually don't do on this channel. I'm not someone who normally makes TBR videos, but I thought this tag might be a great chance to see if I actually enjoy this kind of format. So let's jump straight into the questions and talk about what the rest of my reading year is going to look like. So the first question is, are there any books you've started that you still need to finish? And yes, my current read, of course, Endurance by Yoshiki Tanaka. For those who don't know, this is the third book in the Legend of the Galactic Heroes series, which is a Japanese space opera that blends politics, military strategy and character drama in a really unique way. It's a very different flavor of sci-fi compared to more Western space operas. The tone is more reflective, even more philosophical at times, and the narrative jumps between perspectives that in a way make it almost feel documentary-like. I've been working through the series slowly throughout the year. Endurance has definitely been on the slower side compared to the first two books. But the pacing is very deliberate. There's lots of political maneuvering, lots of strategic discussions, and a lot of setup that I can tell will matter later on. And honestly, that's part of what makes this series stand out for me. It's not trying to be explosive all the time, it's very thoughtful. I'm around the halfway point now, and my goal is to finish it fairly soon, so I can move quickly into the fourth book, Stratagem, while everything is still fresh. And I do plan to read Stratagem in December, before the year wraps up, but I'll come back to that when I talk about my reading plan for the rest of the year. And so the next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And absolutely yes. For me, the perfect autumn and end of the year read is the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien, which totally happened by accident, but especially The Fellowship of the Ring, the first book. There's something about the opening of that story that just fits the season perfectly. The cozy hobbit holes and the changing landscapes, the forest, the rivers, and the slow and steady pace of the early journey. Even the tone of the writing feels warm and reflective, which exactly fits at this time of the year. And I'm actually doing a group read along right now, which has made the experience even better. Reading the Fellowship alongside other people, talking about each set of chapters and comparing thoughts, it definitely makes the story feel fresh again. And even though I've read this book before, the group read has given me a new appreciation of its pacing and atmosphere. It's a book that forces you to slow down in the best way possible. So yeah, The Fellowship of the Ring is absolutely my autumn transition book this year. The third question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And the honest answer is not really. I'm not someone who reads new releases the moment they come out. My reading style leans heavily towards older books, classics of the genre, and long-running series that I want to work through in publication order. I actually read my whole TBR in publication order. I love seeing how genres evolve over time, and I like reading things when the hype has settled down and I can approach them on my own terms. But that said, I do keep an eye on new releases. If something interesting pops up, or if there's a book that lots of people are discussing, I'll make a note and add it to my TBR for later. I'm not opposed to new releases, I just don't chase them. So while I'm not waiting for anything specific right now, I'm always curious about what's coming out. Alright, next question. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And I do have a clear list for this. First up, The Two Towers. Since I'm reading The Fellowship of the Ring for the group read, it makes perfect sense to continue straight into The Two Towers, the second book. This will be, of course, my top reading priority in December. I'm also excited for this reread because I just remember the broad strokes, the bigger moments, but not really the smaller details. And The Two Towers has such a different structure compared to The Fellowship. The characters split up more and we go into deeper fantasy elements, and the tone also does get darker. And I'm really looking forward to rediscovering all of it. The second book is Stratagem, the 4th book in the Legends of the Galactic Heroes series. And finishing Endurance will set me perfectly up to dive straight in. As I mentioned earlier, this series can be a bit slow, but it's also incredibly rewarding. The political and military layers built book by book, and I want to stay in the flow while the characters and conflicts are still fresh in my mind. So Stratagem is definitely on my list for December. And the third book is Speaker for the Dead. This is the one I'm most curious about. It's the sequel to Ender's Game. And after Ender's Game didn't fully work for me, I didn't dislike it, but it didn't hit the way I hoped. I've heard from so many people that Speaker for the Dead is completely different. It's more philosophical, it's more character focused and less action heavy, and overall more thoughtful. And some people say it's not only better than Ender's Game, but it's one of the best science fiction novels of its time. So I'm excited to see whether it changes my view of the series and maybe even wins me over. So those are the 3 books I definitely want to finish before the year ends. Next question. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite of the year? For me, that book could be Darkness at Savanon by Raymond E. Feist. This year I've also been slowly working through the Rift War books, And this is the final book in the original trilogy where everything is supposed to come together. I enjoyed the first book, Magician, a lot, and the sequel was really good as well. Especially the second half of the book set up some big stuff for the finale. So I'm hoping this final installment really sticks the landing. I love it when a series ends strong, when all the build up and character arcs pay off. So I have a feeling this one might surprise me and end up pretty high on my end of the year rankings. And the final question, have you already started making reading plans for next year? And yes, I definitely have. My biggest early year goal is to finish The Lord of the Rings, since I'll still be reading The Return of the King in January with a group read. And after that, I really want to finish some of the other series I've started. I've realized recently that I'm in the middle of a lot of things. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I'm reading Stephen King's Expanded Universe, especially the Dark Tower series. I'm reading the bigger Rift War series, and also another few scattered series that I've dipped into. So next year I want to keep going with these, and I want to wrap up a couple of long running storylines. I love starting new series, but I also enjoy the satisfaction of completing something I've been working on. And I'll probably also start new series, that's inevitable, but only after I make progress on the ongoing ones. It's all about balance. And that's the end of the year book tag. This actually was a lot of fun to do, and honestly it felt good to reflect a bit on where my reading year has taken me and where it's going next. If you've done this tag or plan to do it, let me know your answers in the comments, and of course also feel free to do a tag on this video as well. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.